the June 16th, 2025 Crest Hill City Council meeting to order at 7 o'clock p.m. I would ask that everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please, Chris.
Ray Solomon.
Here.
Jamie Malloy.
Here.
Scott Dyke.
Here.
Angela Desario.
Here.
Darrell Jefferson.
Here.
Claudia Gazal.
Here.
Tina Oberlin.
Present.
Mark Shapiro.
Here.
Nate Albert. Joe Kubo.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, I would ask for council's concurrence to deviate to the mayor's report for agenda items number 10, 11, and 12. We do have representatives here, Dan Brandolino and Christina Hayden from the American Italian Cultural Club, who are the co-chairmen of the Festa Italiana 2025. So I would first of all like to invite them up to the podium, and they can give a little business promotion for the Festa with the bands and the hours and the dates, and then we'll go forward with the waiver of the liquor licenses, the parade, and the signs.
There is a little typo on the time. It says, I don't know if we have.
Where's it at? Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
Okay. So, thank you for having us tonight. We're going to have our 25th annual Festa Italiana, which is super exciting for us. It's going to be the best one yet. We're going to be open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, we're going to be open from 6 o'clock to 11 o'clock with Shindig and Strung Out. We will have a limited food menu that night as well. Saturday, we'll be open from 12 o'clock to 11 o'clock. We'll have entertainment like Nino Felino, Vince Amore, Sparks Fly, which is a Taylor Swift cover band, and Cadillac Groove at 7:30 at night. Sunday, we're going to have our mass, outdoor mass, which we always do, and our procession that goes around the neighborhood. That'll start at 11 with the procession to follow. We'll have Diva and George at 12:30. We'll have a pasta eating contest at 2:30. All ages are welcome. We also will have the Jersey Girls at 3:30 and the Chicago Hitmen at 5:30. We'll have a bunch of different food. We'll have our meatball sandwiches, Italian beef, Italian combos, arrosticini, which is our lamb on a stick. We're going to bring back salad, arancinis. We'll have gelato, cannolis, tiramisu, just a bunch of fun Italian food and lots of good vibes. We're going to have really big raffle prizes. We're going to be giving away a trip to Italy. And you can pick between Barbados and Italy, so that'll be super fun too. Tickets for that are on sale already in case anybody is interested. But yeah, anything else?
That's it. Just thank you guys for
Yeah.
25 years of helping us out, and really grateful for all your help. So thank you.
Okay, any questions of City Council of Dan or Christina? Okay, so we have, we'll have three agenda items to vote on this evening. The first one would be the approval of a 3-day liquor license waiver for Festa Italiana American Italian Cultural Society. The first one would be for Friday, August 8th, for a waiver of the liquor license fee. The times would be 6 p.m. to 11 o'clock p.m. The second one would be for August 9th, Saturday, August 9th, for the waiver of the liquor license fee. That would be from noon to 11 o'clock p.m. And on Sunday, after the Mass, asking for a waiver of that liquor license from noon to 9 o'clock p.m. So I would ask that all these be in one motion for a total of $150 for waiver for the American Italian Cultural Club. I would ask for a motion.
So moved as presented.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderperson Oberlin, seconded by Alderman Sapiti for the waiver of the 3-day liquor license for Festa Italiano. Questions or comments?
Yes, Mayor. Had found out that they no longer have their sales tax exemption. I just passed that out tonight, got that from the treasurer's office. And questions we had about the places for eating tax. So I don't know if with them not having that, or not having that non-for-profit, if we should be, you know, waiving these fees or not.
I don't think that situation has been rectified as of yet, has it, Mike?
As far as I was concerned with Tony, we determined that it depends on whether they have the state sales tax exemption, and Tony apparently found out that they did not. So they were told that they would not be able to get the exemption moving forward, and the question was, is there some retroactivity for not having participated in the past? I think because of the FAQ that said that nonprofits were exempt, we've now amended our FAQ letter that there really was no retroactivity issue. But for moving forward, I don't think that unless they are exempt from the state sales tax, that they are then exempt from our local places for eating tax. I don't know whether that has to do with waiving liquor license fees. The two are separate in my mind, but the issue as to the requested waiver of the places for eating tax, I think, in my mind, legally has been taken care of. I don't know what it's been communicated by in between the city and the club. I mean,
Anything you would add, Glenn?
So yes, Tony and I did reach out and we talked with Carla.
Yes.
And we told her about the fact that she would have to pay for that. And we gave her the information to register with our local gov site to follow through and do all the payments. And
She did
take care.
register. We were waiting on confirmation. This was, I want to say, last weekend or earlier of the week before. She was in the registration process.
Yes, if you have any questions, please contact me. I
We-
can reach
we,
out to local government.
She's been looking at it again. You guys had those two different forms. I know it's a separate of what we're talking about. You had those two separate forms, and you had the updated one. So we are registered. We're just, I don't know if it's been 100% confirmed through the system.
Well, I can check for you if you want. me to check.
Yeah, you can go on the site and check.
Well, she was checking it every day, nothing.
Oh.
But I haven't talked to her in the last 3 days, so we'll look into it. But
Okay,
we are registered.
yes.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, roll call, please, Chris.
Sorry, that was me, sorry.
I'm sorry,
No.
thank you. Angela Desario,
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson,
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes,
Mark Sepiti,
Abstain.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next agenda item would be the approval of a sign permit waiver for Festa Italiana. That would be for the waiver of the permit fees associated with signage for the 3-day picnic and for the advertisement prior to that, to the picnic. Motion would be in order.
So move.
second,
Motion by Alderman Sapiti, seconded by Alderperson Overland for the waiver of the signs. Questions or comments? Roll call.
I was wondering, since Alderman Sapiti's making a second or that, and then he's abstaining from voting, he can't vote on it. Is it all right for him to second the motion then?
Good question.
I don't have my Roberts rules handy. I think you may be right, but
So he shouldn't be able to second it then, if he can't vote on it.
true.
Thank you.
you want to withdraw your motion?
I'll withdraw my motion for.
Somebody want to make a
I
motion?
will make a motion.
Motion though, right?
That was on the previous motion.
the previous
So that's
vote.
why I asked on this one, because it was already, I was sitting here thinking, hey, should that have been done?
Right, on the previous motion. You
Right,
shouldn't have voted.
exactly.
So who made the motion on the previous one?
Tina and then
And Mark seconded it?
Uh-huh.
Well, then we got to redo it.
Are we doing the first one again?
All right, let's go back to the first one. for
Okay, I'll make a
3-day
motion
waiver.
to approve it.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion by Alderperson Overland, seconded by Alderman Desario for the 3-day liquor license waiver. Roll call.
1 second, didn't I supposed to vote to move it? They haven't made that motion to say, I only heard one. Are they both supposed to say that?
You've lost me. I'm sorry. Can you ask again?
To revoke the motion, aren't you supposed to, both of you, say?
Do we need to revoke the first one since
Yeah.
it's been, I don't know either.
You
That's
can't
a
make
good
a motion
question.
again when there's a motion that passed. You have
Well, I
to,
think it is invalid. My opinion is that the prior vote is invalid. So we can just proceed as if that was not valid. Let's just proceed again with a second time.
okay, I'd have to be mad.
Roll call, Chris?
Angelo Desario,
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson,
Yes.
Claudia Gazal,
Yes,
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Mark Sepiti,
Abstain.
Nate Albert,
Abstain.
Joe Kubal,
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
No.
Thank you.
Okay, motion for the waiver of the sign permits.
So moved as presented.
Second.
Motion by Alderperson Oberlin, seconded by Alderman Desario for the approval of the sign permit waivers for Festa Italiana. Questions or comments? Roll call?
Darrell Jefferson,
Yes.
Claudia Gazal,
yes,
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Mark Sepiti,
Abstain.
Nate Albert,
Abstain.
Joe Kubal,
Yes.
Scott Dyke,
No.
Angelo Desario.
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you.
Okay, the last one would be for the approval of the Parade Road closure for Festa Italiana on Sunday. Was that August 10th?
So moved as presented.
Second.
Motion by Alderperson Oberlin, seconded by Alderman Desario for the waiver of the road closure for the parade at noon on Sunday, August 10th, 2025. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Claudia Gazal,
yes,
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Mark Sepiti,
Abstain.
Nate Albert,
Abstain.
Joe Kubal,
Yes.
Scott Dyke,
Yes.
Angelo Desario,
Yes.
and Darrell Jefferson.
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you.
Okay, you guys are all set?
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Dan, I'll see you on Friday.
Friday.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
Good luck.
Thanks.
good luck on Festa. All right,
Chief, have they contacted you about the police for the Vesta? Okay. All right, thank you.
okay, we'll go back to the top of the agenda for the minutes, asking for approval of the minutes from the city council meeting held on May 19th, 2025. Motion would be in order.
second. I make a motion, I mean.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderwoman Gazal, seconded by Alderman Albert for the approval of the minutes of the
Maybe I
city
get
council
yelled
meeting.
again.
For approval of the minutes of the city council meeting held on May 19th, 2025. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Tina Oberlin,
Yes.
Mark Sepiti,
Yes.
Nate Albert,
Yes.
Joe Kubal,
Yes.
Scott Dyke,
Yes.
Angelo Desario,
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson,
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes,
Motion carries, thank you.
Okay, asking for the minutes of the regular meeting held on June 2nd, 2025. City council meeting on June 2nd, 2025.
Second. So moved. So moved.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Alderman Albert, seconded by Alderman Desario for the approval of the minutes from the city council meeting held on June 2nd, 2025. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Mark Sepiti,
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Joe Kubal,
Yes.
Scott Dyke,
Yes.
Angelo Desario,
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
yes,
And Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you.
Okay, moving on to our city attorney, Mike Stiff. Good evening, Mike.
Good evening. I have no agenda items, but try to answer any questions, and I won't yell at you.
Any questions of city attorney? All right, thanks, Mike.
no.
Thank you.
Moving on to our city administrator, Blaine Wing. Good evening, Blaine.
Just three quick things. I wanted to note that I'll be formally sharing Patrick's International Convention for Shopping Centers summary report this Friday in the administrator report. But I do want to note that it was a very productive and that Patrick continues to do really good work for us. Next, there was a question at a previous meeting regarding our mosquito spraying. I did send out a note, and we did learn just today that our contractor is actually going to be out this evening. So publicly, just wanted to circle back. And then finally, we had the torch run, and Chief, I don't know if you want to make a comment, Mayor, if I can defer over to the police chief for the torch run.
Went very well. It's a little different this year. We didn't run through town. Everybody kind of congregated in Joliet and ran through downtown Joliet, over the bridge and over the river. Not through the woods, though.
It's a
But,
grandmother's house.
it went very well. Hot, but we had a good turnout. It was a good time. So very appreciative of the runners today, and it was a very nice event. So thank you, Blaine.
Mayor, that's all I had. Thank you.
Okay, any questions of city administrator?
Yes, I have one question that we talked about briefly, just for the record. The signs, the duck signs, are we putting this on the agenda, or you just gonna go ahead and do it since we had one on Knapp Road before?
I think we're still, in regards to the specific duck crossing, so we're confirming that if there was one there, then I'll just put it on the agenda. If not, through our research, I'll bring it to a work session so that we can have a map, show it, and we'll take a look to see if there's certain locations that might require one as well, so that we can hopefully knock out more than just one sign.
Okay. And the other thing is, can you please put on the agenda for next work session, the IML annual is coming up. It was advertised today on the next agenda, so we can make a motion the following meeting.
Happy to.
Okay. And last thing, I'm not gonna give you a lot today.
Okay.
That sign right next to you, it's been sitting there, it cost us over $1,000, and it's been sitting there for almost 2 years right now. It was supposed to go on the outside building. So if you can take over right now and look into how we can do that.
Happy to. I had noticed the location when we were taking some photos for the torch run this morning, so I think I already have the location now. I just need to get it affixed.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, thanks, Blaine. Moving on to Public Works Department, there is nothing on the agenda item, so we will move on to our city engineer. We have 6 agenda items under the city engineer, all which were discussed last Monday night at the work session. I'll turn it over to our city engineer, Ron Wiedemann. Good evening, Ron.
Thank you, Mayor. The first item, I'm looking for a request from council to award the contract to PT Farrell Construction Company in the amount of $716,911.65 for the 2025 roadway rehabilitation program. There's a memo in the packet. These were all locations that were previously approved. This project did come in under budget currently, so we're gonna start looking at some additional locations. But right now, I just want to get a motion to move forward on this.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion by Alderman DeSario, seconded by Alderman Elbert, to award the contract to PT Farrell Construction Company in the amount of $716,911.65 for the 2025 roadway rehabilitation program. Questions or comments?
I have a question. Ron, in the packet, it says recommended council action is to award the contract to Gallagher Asphalt in the amount of $1,119,000 for the 2024 roadway. Is that a click and
No,
paste?
it's as I presented to you. It's PT Farrell for 716.
Well, it's presented that PT Farrell was the lowest bidder at 716, but if you look down on the letter, it says recommended council action, and I'm presuming it's left over from last year's bid, because it says that the budgeted amount was $2 million. Am I just reading it wrong?
No, the budget amount and everything else is correct. The recommended council action in the second part of the memo is incorrect. It's correct what's up in the agenda item.
Okay. Okay,
And you are correct, it is a layover from last year, and I apologize.
okay.
Roll call, please, Chris.
Joe Kubal,
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
Angelo Desario.
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Mark Sepiti.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
All right, Ron, just for the public record, could you just mention the street names that are gonna be done?
Yes. You come back here. So it'll be hold on. Everything went black. Loach Lane from Gaylord to Carlton, Abbey Lane from Loach Lane to Prestwick Drive, Prestwick Drive from Abbey Lane to the east end, Scott Court, which is off of Prestwick Drive, Crestwood Drive from Dumar to Linwood Street, Linwood from Grandview to Imperial Drive, Elsie Avenue from Kelsey to Clement, Rose Avenue from Kelsey to Clement Street, Ludwig Avenue from Wilcox to Clement Street.
It's actually Kelly, but,
That's Lock Lane.
and Lock
Ah.
Lane. It's Lock Lane, just so you know.
And
Lock
Donmar.
Lane.
And Donmar, in case we're. Great job, Ron. Thanks.
Thank you.
We're doing amazing tonight.
I guess I should have read it.
What'd they put in the water today?
All right, second one. Ron? Next one.
I'm pulling it up. The next, I'm looking for a request from council to award the contract and have the mayor execute the contract documents with Marking Specialist Corporation in the amount of $39,956.75 for the 2025 MFT pavement marking program, which is MFT section number 260000-00GM. In the packet, I did send this out to 6 qualified bidders like we do every year. Only one of them responded, and checking out to all the other ones, they would not be able to complete the work at all this year. So since it was still under budget, under the engineer estimate, I'm still looking to see if we can move forward for this work.
So moved as presented.
Second.
Motion by Alderperson Oberlin, seconded by Alderwoman Gazal to award the contract and have the mayor execute the contract documents with Marking Specialists Corporation in the amount of $39,956.75 for the 2025 MFT pavement marking program. Questions or comments?
Yeah, one question for you, Ron.
Yeah.
I'm noticing more and more that when they're doing street resurfacing, they're recessing the markings, so it doesn't get destroyed by snowplows. Is that something that the striping company does, or is that more the?
That's part of the spec. That's a revised spec. It's a revised IDOT spec. So they do that also if you, on our main lines, when we put in reflective markers, which we don't do that very often, but we did do it on Theodore last year. Those also are recessed. They kind of grind it out a little bit. But that is the new way to install the pavement markings.
Are studies showing that they last a lot
They
longer
last
that way?
significantly longer, yes.
So we probably should make that part of all of our specs going forward.
Okay, yeah, we can do.
Just a
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah, we can do.
Okay. Thank you.
Do you want him to say the intersections?
I can do that. I was waiting for that.
Yeah, you know what, I can say it if you want. Just kidding. Go ahead.
All right, so the locations that we're actually doing this year is the Oakland and Gaylord Railroad at Grade Crossing. This is a requirement in order to keep our quiet zones with the Federal Railroad. Knapp from Weber/Larkin to Theodore. Caton Farm Road, 6 Corners to the east end of the Railroad Bridge, CN Bridge. Gaylord Plainfield Road to Birch. And then we got McGilvery at Huron, Ontario, and Michigan for new crosswalks.
Okay, any other questions? Roll call.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
Angelo Desario.
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
And Mark Sepiti.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
The next item is looking for a motion to approve a resolution approving an amendment number 2 to the August 31st, 2023 agreement for design and bidding relation services for the CIPP water main rehab by and between the city of Crest Hill, Will County, Illinois, and Strand Associates, Inc. for an amended amount of $480,400 and this was discussed at last week's workshop.
So moved as presented.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderperson Overland, seconded by Alderwoman Gazal, for a resolution for amendment number 2 to the August 31st, 2023 agreement for design and bidding related services for CIPP water main rehabilitation by and between the City of Crest Hill, Will County, Illinois, and Strand Associates Incorporated for an amended contract amount of $480,400. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
Angelo Desario.
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Mark Sepiti.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
And Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you.
The next item, looking for a motion to approve a resolution approving an agreement for Phase 1 CIP water main rehabilitation by and between the City of Crest Hill, Will County, Illinois, and Strand Associates for amount of $178,500. This was also presented last week, and this is for CE services for the Phase 1. If we approve it tonight, then this can be part of our IEPA loan, which will be forgived. So basically, we'll get this work done free.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderwoman Gazal, seconded by Alderperson Overland, for a resolution approving an agreement for Phase 1 CIPP water main rehabilitation by and between City of Crest Hill, Will County, Illinois, and Strand Associates for an amount of $178,500. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Before I do this roll call, the last resolution was 1312, the last motion. Angelo Desario.
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Mark Sepiti.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
Motion carries, resolution 1313.
Ooh, 1313.
The next item is looking for a motion to approve a resolution approving a professional services agreement for design services for the Imperial Drive and Root Street water main replacement and roadway rehabilitation improvement. Design engineering services by and between the City of Crest Hill, Illinois, City of Crest Hill, Will County, Illinois, and Christopher B. Burke for a cost of $197,580. And again, the only difference, this was presented last week, and we did include a stormwater study in this one as discussed last week.
So move as presented.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Albert, seconded by Alderwoman Gazal, for a approval of a resolution approving a professional service agreement for design services for the Imperial Drive and Root Street water main replacement and roadway rehabilitation improvement, design engineering services by and between the City of Crest Hill, Will County, Illinois, Christopher B. Burke Engineering Ltd. for a cost of $197,580. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Darrell Jefferson.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Mark Sepiti.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
Angelo Desario.
Yes.
Motion carries, resolution 1314.
Last item I have on the agenda tonight is looking for a motion to approve a resolution approving a professional services agreement for review services for the traffic impact study prepared by Quick Trip Development and prepare a study for potential traffic calming measures along Knapp Corridor by and between the City of Crest Hill, Will County, Illinois, and Christopher B. Burke for a not to exceed amount of $59,800.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Albert, seconded by Alderwoman Gazal, for the resolution approving professional engineering services agreement for review services of the traffic impact study prepared for Quick Trip Development and prepare a study of potential traffic calming measures along the Knapp Corridor by and between the City of Crest Hill, Will County, Illinois, and Christopher B. Burke Engineering for a price not to exceed $59,800. Questions or comments?
I have a question. Did we
Yes.
get resolved? Because within the context of this one, we have Knapp Street and Knapp Drive. Did we find out what it is?
It is Knapp, oh, geez, I knew this at the time. It is Knapp Street, I'm sorry, it is Knapp Drive, not Street.
Okay, so this should say Knapp Drive then.
I thought I corrected it everywhere, but.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Roll call.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Mark Sepiti.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
Angelo Desario.
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Motion carries, resolution 1315.
And that's all I have, unless council has any additional questions.
Ron, regarding your first agenda item with the roadway projects, when will that work start?
Probably take about a month for us to get contracts and everything executed, so probably around early August or so.
Okay, we just approved the Italian Fest, which is one of the streets that's being repaired, so.
We'll
we gotta-
coordinate with the contractor to make sure we're either do that location first or come back afterwards.
And then also just the other agenda item regarding Imperial Street and the water main project. So the retention pond or detention pond that's being constructed, is that part of the Russ Way?
That is part of the Russ development. Basically, back in the early 2000s, what's being constructed now is what was actually approved back then. The pond was not built to the approvals back at that point. So because of the new development that was going in and him claiming that that design was in there, we made them go back and update the design to include what was originally approved and also brought it up to current standards. So that's what's going on there.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Ron. Moving
I have
on.
a question before we go on. Ron, I noticed the other day, and I've noticed a few times, the monument sign on Broadway, even during the daytime, those lights are on.
Correct. The contractor, I'm still working with the contractor. He's got to put the sensors on both of those still. So right now, I have it turned on, so they're running 24/7. He was supposed to do that work last week. Obviously, he has not, because I checked it this morning, and it wasn't done. So I have not heard back to him knowing why that's not done yet. But that's the last item on those two signs.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks, Ron. All right, moving on to community development. Patrick went home early today. He was a little bit under the weather, so I'm going to turn this agenda item over to our city administrator, Blaine Wayne. Blaine?
Thank you, Mayor. We also have Steve Golden here to answer any questions, but the background on this one, on July 15th of 2024, City Council passed City Ordinance 1990 to approve a special use permit, and variations. On June 9th, the City Council considered the applicant's formal request for approval of a 24-month extension to the validity period for Ordinance 1990. At the work session meeting, the applicant explained that they had challenges that prevented them from acquiring the subject property and its continuing strong desire to purchase the subject property and develop it with the project approved in the Ordinance 1990. The City Council has directed staff and City Attorney to prepare the attached PUD extension ordinance. The applicant representatives are here, and staff, based on staff's ongoing interaction with the applicant over this past year, the circumstances that have prevented them from acquiring this site are not the results of their action or inaction. Staff recognize that the applicant has successfully developed a similar high-quality project in Crest Hill and remains fully committed to purchasing the site and developing the project approved by Ordinance 1990 once the seller's legal disputes are resolved. Based on this knowledge and experience, staff supports City Council's approval of the requested 24-month extension of the validity period of Ordinance 1990. Again, the requested action is approval of an ordinance extending 1990, an ordinance granting a special use permit and setback variations with respect to certain real property located within the corporate boundaries of Crest Hill.
Steve, any comments you'd like to make? This was also discussed last week at our work session.
No, I just appreciate the council considering this, the challenges that we've had. We're fully committed to build the project. It's, as you heard, it's been a challenging time to purchase the property, but once it's done, we will move forward with the project as proposed. We thank you for your consideration.
Any questions from city council? Motion would be in order?
So moved.
Second. We have motion by
Scott.
Alderman Dyke, seconded by Alderman Desario, for an ordinance extending ordinance 1990, an ordinance granting a special use permit and setback variations with respect to certain real property located within the corporate boundaries of the city of Crest Hill, the application of Midwest Industrial Funds. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Claudia Gazal,
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Mark Sepiti,
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Joe Kubal,
Yes.
Scott Dyke,
Yes.
Angelo Desario,
Yes.
and Darrell Jefferson.
Yes.
Motion carries ordinance 2024.
What was that, 20?
2024.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay.
Thank you, council. Thank you.
Bye, Steve.
Take care.
Thanks, Steve. Okay, moving on to our police department, our police chief, Ed Clark. Good evening, Ed.
Evening, Mayor. I do not have any agenda items this evening, but I will gladly entertain any questions.
Any questions of police chief?
Well, I just want to comment once again on what a wonderful job was done at the blood drive by Heidi. She is a super organizer and efficient, and it was a wonderful day, and she really deserves kudos for that.
Will do, and I will pass it along. Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Chief, this one's a little bit of fresh one here, just came up tonight, but I didn't get a chance to talk to you about it. A resident was asking if we do any speed police enforcement on Route 30 and Weber Road. And I told him yes, but maybe if we can get a little bit more coverage there, and especially above the hill on Route 30 and certain parts of Keaton, or certain parts of Weber are really, people are really flying down the road.
Yeah, I know we've done some involved with our traffic safety campaigns on 30, I know, and Weber, but I'll pass that along, that maybe we'll hit those areas a little more often now. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, chief.
Thank you.
Moving on to the mayor's report, we took care of the 3 agenda items, just a couple announcements. We had a great grand opening and ribbon cutting at the new Silver Cross Urgent Care Center on Weber Road. They transformed a old gym into a wonderful place where they can do x-rays, and they will have doctors on site. They could do EKGs, x-rays, the whole 9 yards. So it's something that has been long overdue in the city of Crest Hill. I believe that is a first one of its nature for the caliber of Silver Cross in the city of Crest Hill. With the amount of young people we have in subdivisions in the north end of town, and all of our 55 and older subdivisions throughout the city of Crest Hill, attaching also with Romeoville on their 55 and olders. It is going to be a tremendous asset to this city to have an urgent care for all of our residents in an emergency, for any type of illness or sickness, that they can get some quick care instead of waiting in emergency rooms for a very long time. So, appreciate everybody that was there on that day. I know it was Alderman Albert, Alderperson Oberlin, Alderwoman Gazal. Did I miss anybody? Who? So again, we certainly want to welcome them. They did a fantastic job in the transformation there. It looks fantastic inside. You would never know that it was a gym for many years for workouts. So again, we welcome them to the city of Crest Hill, and we wish them a long stay in the city of Crest Hill. The other announcement that I have is that our work session, which is going to be held on Monday, June 30th, we are going to have it at Public Works Facility on Oakland Avenue. It is going to begin at 6:00 p.m. It is going to be a presentation and an update on the water system in the city of Crest Hill. So all the residents in the city of Crest Hill are invited to attend. It'll be very similar, the presentation will be very similar to the presentation that we gave at the May 5th, 2025 City Council meeting. And we will certainly try to answer all questions presented by our residents for anything they may wish to speak about. So again, it'll be on June 30th. The work session will be, and it is already posted, at Public Works on Oakland Avenue on June 30th, Monday, at 6:00 p.m. start. So everybody's invited.
Are we
That's all.
going to have it on the signs, our display signs that?
Yeah, we're working on, Maribel and I are working on the public announcements to the radio stations and to the signage Well, that'll be you, Ron, for tomorrow. You can get that on there also.
All right, thank you.
Okay. That's it for the mayor. If there's any questions, I'll try to answer them. Moving on to our city clerk's report. Christine Verche Hall. Good evening, Chris.
Good evening. The only thing I have is what was discussed at the work session, a mutual shrub event with Crest Hill and Lockport Township to be held on Saturday, October 25th from 9 to 11 a.m. It'll be held in the Crest Hill parking lot, the front lot here, with a limit of 4 boxes, just like we did last year. I'll just need your approval, council.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Alderman Dyke, seconded by Alderman Albert for the approval of a joint community event with the City of Crest Hill and Lockport Township Government Shred Day at City Hall, right here at City Hall in the parking lot, October 25th, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Mark Sepiti,
Yes.
Nate Albert,
Yes.
Joe Kubal,
Yes.
Scott Dyke,
Yes.
Angelo Desario,
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson,
Yes.
Claudia Gazal,
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Motion carries, and I know it's far out, but if any council members are available, just let me know.
Well, if I'm still kicking, I'll be there.
You'll be there. And that's all I have.
Any questions of city clerk? All right, thanks, Chris. Moving on to our city treasurer's report, our treasurer, Jamie Malloy. Good evening, Jamie.
Good evening, Mayor. First off, I need to approve an ordinance approving officer and employee salaries for the fiscal year of 2025 and 2026.
Lane, do you want follow up on that?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to, and clerk and treasurer, just wanted to make sure that it was noted, I've now been here 2 weeks. I did have a chance to review this topic, and I learned that there were 2 employees that were brought forward as part of our budgeting process for adjustments. Additionally, it was noted that there were 2 other employees in our non-union group that did hit the top of their pay range. And so when that happens, the merit is paid out in a one-time lump sum, and all the other non-union employees do fit within the city's structure. So if there's any questions, I'm here, Glenn and Dave are happy to answer any questions on that.
Any questions from city council?
I just, for the record, did we finalize all that, or do we need another work session? My understanding was we needed another work session, no?
Yeah, so that was I think a question that wasn't fully looped in with our last interim administrator. At the closed session on the 2nd, which I did actually participate in after I was sworn in on that evening, it was noted that all of the other non-union employees, so council did look at those 2 that were brought forward for an adjustment through the budget process, 2 that were at the top of grade, and then the remaining 11 all fit within the actual structure. So there was not anything to bring back for discussion.
Your motion would be in order?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Albert, seconded by Alderman Desario for an ordinance approving officer and employee salaries for fiscal year 2025, 2026. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Joe Kubal,
Yes.
Scott Dyke,
Yes.
Angelo Desario,
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson,
Yes.
Claudia Gazal,
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Mark Sepiti,
Yes.
and Nate Albert.
Yes.
Motion carries, ordinance 2025.
Thank you. And then approval of the list of bills issued through May 3rd, 2025 in the amount of $1,351,134.78.
And if I could interject, in speaking with the treasurer, or speaking with the finance director, right before the meeting, is I believe there was one list, or one item that may not have made it on there, and it's something that is of a time-sensitive nature since it's the police pension fund payment. So I think that at this point, it would be appropriate to have an amendment to the list of bills to include that for approval tonight, so that can get done by June 30th.
Yes, if I can elaborate, if it's okay. This is for the $150,000 contribution to the police pension fund. It It was supposed to be done before April 30th. The auditors allow us to do a check up to June 30th, so we can still make that deadline and still do our contribution. It was in the budget and everything, and it is scheduled, but we just didn't get it. For some reason, something got crossed with community code.
Okay, motion would be,
So, subject to that amendment, Jamie's request for the approval of the list of bills as amended, I think would be in order. Does that make sense?
So that's gonna change that totally, you're saying?
Yes.
Yes, by $150,000 exactly.
Yes.
okay, motion would be in order?
Did somebody already do it?
I'm sorry?
With the amendment.
I don't believe the motion was made as the attorney spoke.
So
Yeah,
moved as
I
presented.
interjected before there was a motion.
We have a motion with the amendment for the list of bills by Alderperson Oberlin, seconded by Alderman Sapiti. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Nate Albert,
Yes.
Joe Kubal,
Yes.
Scott Dyke,
Yes.
Angela Desario,
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson,
And this is added on top of the list of bills?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin,
Yes.
Mark Sepiti.
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you.
And finally, regular and overtime payroll from May 19th, 2025 to June 1st, 2025, in the amount of $279,580.62.
Okay, any questions of the treasurer? All right, thanks, Jamie. Moving on to unfinished business, we have nothing on the agenda. Anyone? New business? Anybody? Committee liaison reports.
Well, I would like to say that we had a lovely day at the Ladis ceremony this year. The weather was beautiful. I want to specifically thank Don Seaman and Adam and Jake from the building department for doing such a wonderful job at the last minute, setting everything up, bringing everything over and staying to help through the whole thing. Greatly appreciate their dedication. I want to thank the mayor and his wife who also helped, and Claudia Gazal who also helped. And the chief was there, and Blaine came. Thank you, Blaine, for coming. Thank you, Ed. Tony, who's not here, he showed up. So for all those people who participated and all the people who assisted, thank you, because it was a absolutely beautiful program, and we had over 200 people there, so it was pretty packed. And the Czech Republic was eternally grateful. They've already contacted me about next year.
Anybody else? Okay, we'll move on to city council comments. Positive city council comments, anything you'd like to share with your constituents? Anybody want to go first tonight? We'll begin with Alderman Dyke.
Nothing at this time, Mayor, thank you.
Alderman Desario.
I have nothing at this time, Mayor.
Alderman Jefferson.
Nothing at this time.
Alderwoman Gazal.
Just want to back what, Tina, you said, the building department did show leadership and teamwork, so I really appreciate their hard work that they worked, they were there the whole time. That's it, Mayor.
Alderperson Oberlin.
Just want to reach out, my heavenly happy birthday to my mother this week. Thank you.
Alderman Sapiti.
Nothing at this time, Mayor.
Alderman Albert.
I'd just also like to welcome Silver Cross Urgent Care to the city. I think they've done a great job of promoting the fact that they have opened the facility today. It's in the newspaper or on the radio. I see it's on the digital sign, so I'm glad they're getting the word out that they're open and available to
Nate, they
everybody.
had cookies too.
Thank you.
Alderman Kubal.
Nothing else to add, Mayor.
Okay. Public comment. Anybody like to address city council, please step to the podium, state your name for the record. Your address is optional. Let the record show that no one has approached the podium. To our city attorney, Mike, is there a need for an executive session?
There is 5 ILCS 122C11 pending or threatened litigation.
Motion would be in order.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderperson Oberlin, seconded by Alderman Albert for an executive session for 2C11. Questions or comments? Roll call, please, Chris.
Scott Dyke,
Yes.
Angelo Desario,
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson,
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Mark Sepiti,
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you.
All right, we'll be going into executive session at 7:50 PM.